So there's another question I've been getting asked about recently, and I've touched on it briefly in other videos, but I'd like to just go into that in a little bit more detail. So there are some people that watch my videos, for example, talking about semen retention, talking about slow sex and so on, and they try it and they just come back to me like, I can't do it. Why can't I have sex slow? Why do I just have this need to rush? Or why am I addicted to masturbation? Why can't I just stop? And these are good questions. And I think I definitely want to go over them now because it's very easy for me to say, oh, have slow sex. Oh, you know, retain your semen, or try to masturbate less, try to meditate with your energy. But the reality is that for a lot of people, this is like a really difficult thing to do because a lot of people actually feel an urgency, for example, to ejaculate. So maybe they start getting aroused, for example, with their partner, and they just need to go in. They feel like they can't control themselves. They end up coming quite quickly, or they just, there are people I speak to that masturbate like multiple times a day, and just if they don't do it, they feel like pain. They feel like so much stuck energy inside of their bodies, like too much energy basically. And the reason for this basically is that the energy is blocked, and sexual blockages are really common. They tend to manifest in men as an urgency to ejaculate on the very extreme end of the scale. For example, someone who would be committing sex crimes or pedophilia and so on is a person with a very extreme level of blocked energy that's trying to do very like extreme things in order to block the energy, unblock the energy. So almost like in a kind of pain, that they're trying to get out. Then the more common one is premature ejaculation, going to just not being able to last in bed quite as long as you want. And then finally, someone whose energy is completely unblocked, a man whose energy is completely unblocked, is able to have full body orgasms and doesn't feel really at all any kind of need and urgency to ejaculate very much at all. So in females, this tends to take the form of anorgasmia, so not having much sensitivity, not having much sensitivity in the body, and not having orgasms, or maybe struggling to have orgasms. So as a female, if your sexual energy is unblocked, you can have multiple orgasms, and you can orgasm quite a lot basically. So well, what to do about this blocked sexual energy? So I mean, the practice of Taoist sexual alchemy, it gives us some really powerful exercises where we can start to unblock our sexual energy. I mean, I absolutely love the microcosmic orbit. It is a really great way to start learning to move our energy, you know. And then the other inner alchemy practices, including the inner smile. I mean, I cannot do the inner smile enough. Like, it cannot be overdone. Just smiling to ourselves, smiling to our organs, learning to get in touch with our organs, get in touch with our emotions. Getting in touch with our emotions is really, really essential, because when we're talking about this blocked energy, what essentially we're talking about is repressed emotions. So practicing the six healing sounds as well, the inner smile, the six healing sounds, are so important, because in order to start getting our energy to activate, absolutely we need to just come into our bodies. We really need to stop being in our heads, stop this constant narrative that's going on in our brains, telling us this, telling us that, maybe telling us we're not good enough, questioning the wisdom of our bodies, which in a sense is like our subconscious. And sometimes it can be really challenging to get out of the brain and into the body. And very often, an ant just landed on me there, sorry. Very often, having too much going on in the brain and having blocked sexual energy, the two often go hand in hand. So actually then learning to essentially use the microcosmic orbit to bring that excessive energy, all the mental clutter from the brain, down into the sexual organs, and then bring the energy from the sexual organs up into the brain, is just like so powerful and so important as well. So these three practices of inner alchemy, they are the first way to start unblocking our sexual energy, and also to just start, recognizing and acknowledging our emotions, our triggers, to basically start to just be honest and be real about things. Maybe sometimes crying when we feel like crying, or talking about our emotions, finding people that we're safe to talk about our emotions with. All of this is a really important part of starting to unblock the energy, because the body is the body. The sexual energy is a powerful force that can unblock our energy. But, we need to look at our emotions, because emotions and sexual energy just go hand in hand. When someone has like sexual problems, it's going to be emotional problems as well. The two just cannot be separated. So there's a few meditations I shared. There's the one where I teach how to breathe into your belly. So it's basically how to relax, because when we relax, we're then able to tune into the energy and move the energy. So not being relaxed, being too much in the head, not breathing properly, so not breathing into the belly. This is like a big problem. And then also I talk about how to open up the electromagnetic field of the heart. Follow that video, have a look, practice that, practice smiling to your heart, practice telling your heart, I love you. And starting to just create this beautiful relationship of self-love inside of your heart. So and then just to mention, so my work, which is I do tantric and Taoist body work, and this is also like a really amazing way to get someone else to unblock your sexual energy. So someone a good tantric masseuse who's able to tune into the energy, unblock that energy using lingam massage and channeling the energy up your body. That is definitely like a really powerful thing. And I find in my body work session, sometimes I'm giving someone the benefit that they would get from doing meditation for a year or two. So often for people actually doing this meditation first, doing this, getting this body work session first, getting a feeling of the energy moving, getting the energy unblocked, makes it much easier for them then later to start doing the practices of the Taoist sexual alchemy.